Bob Maloney from MyMMAnews.com. And last week I was in Philadelphia at Live Casino for Art of War Cage Fighting 30. And the crew from Michigan made their way up. And boy, oh boy, were they impressive. And my guest tonight, Fallon Johnson, was one of those fighters. Before we get into the fights, Fallon, it's been a week. How you feeling? It's got to be a good feeling getting victory to move to 3-0. How you feeling?
Yeah, definitely feeling great. It was awesome. We had a great squad come out into Philly, and as a team, we went 4-0 last weekend. So great night for me and great night for the team last weekend.
Before we get into the particulars about the fight, I want to learn about you, and anybody who's watching this might want to learn about you. You're 26 years old. You've had 3 amateur fights now, undefeated. Tell me a little bit about how you found mixed martial arts. What got you into mixed martial arts? Did somebody make you fall in love with it? Tell me a little bit about your path to where we are now.
Yeah, so I grew up a dancer, and I danced all the way through college at NYU. And then during college, started like dabbling in some classes. And then afterwards, I started coaching at actually a CKO kickboxing gym out in Jersey City. Started doing jiu-jitsu with the Renzo Gracie team, and then gradually got more and more invested in it. And then when I moved back to Michigan last summer, I started training at Scorpion and got fully into MMA and put all the pieces together.
Well, you brought up Scorpion, and listen, I was talking to your head coach, James Gray, and I absolutely loved his philosophy, and I wanted to ask you about it. I mean, you guys were in Michigan, and I said, James, you came all the way, you brought your team all the way from Michigan to Philadelphia. Why did you, want your team to fight so far away from home? And he was like, Bob, I really want my team to, realize and understand what it's like to kind of be at the next level where you don't have to sell tickets and be bothered by family, go someplace where you don't know a lot of people. When he asked you if you wanted to go, make the trip from Michigan to Philly to fight, tell me a little bit about that, because that had to be interesting for you.
Yeah, I mean, all my fights have been on the road so far. I fought out in Iowa, down in South Carolina, and then this one was in Philly. For me, it's really just been about staying active and taking whatever good matchups I can get. So I was super excited to be fighting Tori, somebody else that was undefeated, and coming out to Philly was just a good part of the trip.
How did Philly treat you? Did you guys have a good time when you're here? Listen, a lot of people, Philly has a bad reputation, and listen, they've earned it sometimes. We've earned it. This is my territories. Believe me, I understand about the East Coast and a lot of, but you sounds like you've been in Jersey. You were in Jersey City and Michigan. Listen, Michigan is about wrestling, so it's tough there. How was your experience in Philadelphia?
It was great. I mean, we were really there for business. We came in, we cut weight the next day. We celebrated at the casino a little bit and got a Philly cheesesteak and then headed back home. So it was great for what we were there for.
All right, well, listen, let's talk about the fight. I mean, you finished it late in the first round with a rear naked choke. You were very impressive. Tell me, what you remember about the fight, and what in your mind. Obviously, after you have a fight, you're going over things. Tell me a couple of things that you remember that makes you feel the best about it.
Yeah, it was definitely a pretty short fight, under 2 minutes. But Tori came out really strong, ready to go on the feet. And I definitely just made the adjustment pretty fast in the first round. I was like, let me use my wrestling, use my grappling. So took her to the wall. She did really well with defending the start of the wall work. But I was able to still work my mechanics and get the outside trip, take her down, and then just capitalize on the positions there and lock in the finish.
Listen, Renzo Gracie, I know you trained there for a lot of your jiu-jitsu. Talk to me a little bit about that. I mean, listen, Renzo Gracie obviously is, one of the legends in the sport. Tell me a little bit about your time there.
Yeah, starting out with the Renzo Gracie team was awesome. They've got a great girl squad run by Bridget out there, so it was really great starting off my training with them a lot. So I've been a purple belt for about 2 years now, so I leveled up a lot while I was there, and then I've been continuing to level up at Scorpion in my jiu-jitsu as well.
Listen, like I said, I'm super impressed with Scorpion. I want to talk about them. You guys came to town. You left with 3 victories, 3 amazing performances. Tell me a little bit about your head coach, James Gray, because you guys seem like you're all in. Everybody there has one goal in mind. You want to go in the cage and take care of business. These all are looking like you aren't doing this casually. Obviously, you want to get your victories and you want to become a professional fighter. I love that. You're serious, all in. Just talking to James Gray, I know that, and he's like me. He's a type A personality. He's like, fired up all the time. I know he was proud of you. Talk to me a little bit, because I was, I followed you on social media a little bit, and I'm like, wow, look at the size of this team. They got a big team there, a lot of training partners. Tell me a little bit about Scorpion Fighting Systems.
Yeah, Scorpion's been great. James is an awesome coach. The gym is packed every single night, and it's everybody from, we've got like Josh Parisen fighting in the UFC, and then you have people just there to train day to day that have no desire to compete, but everybody's there to level up and be at their best. So whether you're a competitor or you're just somebody that wants to get in the gym and try out jujitsu, you're going to level up yourself for sure at our gym. So it's been a great experience. And James is a great coach, not only with the game part of fighting, but also with the mental side of it and helping us just be better overall in our lives.
Excellent. Now that you had a injury-free fight, you got it done quickly, like you said. Are you back to looking for something else soon? Talk to me about your future, maybe for the next few months and the rest of the year.
Yeah, definitely. Starting to look at different matchup options now. Hopefully looking for a title fight next. So we're going to see what pans out, and if that comes up real quick or if that takes a little bit longer to get the right matchup, we'll see where that goes, and then just go from there and looking to go pro sometime early next year.
Well, listen, I know you love the sport. I seen you on you went from Philly to your teammates' fight, and you were there with your teammates. So I love that. Listen, that's what builds a strong team, having that camaraderie. Talk to me a little bit about some of your training partners. Ashley Eichner was on the card as well, who was very impressive. So I'm talking to Ashley tomorrow. I'm assuming she's one of your main training partners. Talk to me about some of your training partners and how they stand.
Yeah, definitely. Ashley Eichner is one of the great teammates out there, and Zoe Nowicki is another one of my main training partners. She had her title fight that Saturday and dominated in that as well. So those are two of the main ones. Kate Johnson's another undefeated fighter on our team that I train with a lot. Sierra Buxton, Tiffany Waltman. We got a great girl squad of all competitors. And then a lot of the guys as well are great training partners for us. So.
Hey, Fallon, you said you danced for a long time. Do you think that has helped you with your footwork, like with boxing and your stand-up? I mean, listen, coordination is huge. I mean, in this sport, as far as, standing up and movement. Has that helped you, you think, to in your striking with your footwork and your movement?
Yeah, I definitely think I had a lot of body mechanics going in. So it's, when people show me things, it's like easy for me to translate them onto my body for sure, because I danced for over 20 years. So I had a good understanding, not necessarily of boxing and jiu-jitsu when I started out, but I definitely had a good understanding of how to move and things like that.
Well, listen, people that don't understand that dancing is not, when we say that, listen, don't disrespect dancing, because you got the cardio and the shape you have to be in to dancing. I think, people should respect that, because people who dance like that, it's a real serious workout, real cardio workout, which obviously the cardio kind of helped translate to MMA. Would you agree?
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Once again, I'm again with Fallon Johnson, coming off of an amazing performance with her team here in Philadelphia. Fallon, give some shout outs or some love if you have any sponsors or anybody, family, friends that you want to say thank you to. Like I said, as your career progresses, you got to have more and more support. So give you a minute or two. If you have anybody you want to say thank you to.
Definitely. Yeah. Huge thank you to my whole team at Scorpion, head coach James Gray, my striking coach Tristan Canada, all of my training partners and teammates out there. My friends and family, I had some friends that came out to Philly also to see me fight, and that's really awesome, and it's great to see people out there on the road with me. Some of my sponsors, we've got King Steel Corporation, Aaron Cantrell Fitness, Gail's Dance Phase, all of them helping support me throughout this journey. So huge thank you, and looking forward to the next one.
Hey, listen, that you said that was very impressive, the vocal support and fans you had from Michigan in Philly fighting in somebody else's hometown. So a shout out to your fans. And once again, Fallon Johnson, listen, Fallon has a bright future. Her Instagram link is going to be in the article, so click on there and follow her, because you never know. She's fighting for a title next. And listen, Fallon Johnson has a bright future. And once again, thank you for giving me some of your time. I look forward to following the rest of your career. And let's not make this the first and the last time we talk. I want to tell your story. I think you have a bright future. And once again, Fallon, awesome job. Congratulations. Huge fan of you and your whole team. Very impressive. And I hope I get to see you again sometime soon.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having me.